Alright, once again, need to defend my ladies of DC. Um, so, I did a thing about Batwoman. The other title that people seem to be dogging on is Catwoman, which honestly is one of my favorite titles that I'm reading. Uh, Ann Nasanti is one of my favorite writers, so maybe I'm biased on that. I believe that the Ogilvy art has been great. Um, I believe that Tom Wynn, I'm probably biased towards because, we've had a couple of Facebook conversations and such. So I'm probably biased towards his inking. But, I mean, even down to Sonia Ogilvy, that is a colorist on this book, I like. Um, and, I mean, maybe in the comments somebody could leave me something about what exactly is bad about this book, because I can't completely fathom what is bad about this book. Um, when Catwoman restarted in the New 52, she was much like anybody else, that she didn't really restart. You still had the understanding that she was love interest for Batman. Um, there's been several instances during the Death in the Family. Her little arrow note thing was just, I thought, great. Um, but, there have been dead runs in this prior to where it's at now. And people, I guess, still continue to read the title. Um, issue 11 through like 16, you had that whole um, poor part of town earthquake thing that seemed like you directly stole that from the Arrow TV series, and it was just bad. She went to the underworld. She was introduced to these warring factions that exist in the sewers under Gotham, which were just silly. Um, I like that they introduced Joker's daughter in that. The dynamic between Joker's daughter and Catwoman was really good. Um, but in the current run, in the Nasanti run, who, by the way, I liked Ann Nasanti when she was doing Arrow, to the point that when she quit doing Arrow, I would have dropped the series if not for the fact that Andrea Sciaventino was just such a good artist and made that book just beautiful. But I thought that her story was great in Arrow, and I came over to Catwoman, really liking her stuff. So, like I said, maybe I'm biased to that, but um, since she took over, you have had Gothopia, which I don't believe was Ann Nasanti's idea at all, but it was a horrible idea. And making Catwoman a central character in this story was awful. But, you know, um, these books were no worse than the Gothopia Batgirl, no worse than the Gothopia Detective, no worse than, I don't know, did Batman do a Gothopia? I don't remember. But, that whole storyline was just a bad concept. It's like somebody walked in to the room where they pitch stories on mushrooms and said, hey, I've got this great idea. Why don't we make Scarecrow give everybody fear toxin and make this alternate reality where nothing that we've developed exists and everything's different, and we'll give people new costumes and will sell things because they're pretty. And, you know, that storyline, maybe people liked it. I liked Batgirl's costume. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but, you know, making Selena Kyle a suicide line. God, I don't even want to talk about Gotopia. God, that's bad. Uh, but on the backside of Gotopia, you got this Race of Thieves storyline in which I really liked her. I really liked the other villains. I really liked, you know, Mirror Master. Uh, Mirror Master is one of those guys like Weather Wizard that, you know, is just, he's in my ultimate rogues gallery. Um, I think that he's underutilized. I wish he would get out and expand out into other things. One of the things that I really liked about The Future's End was that you got the rogues gallery from Flash that got to do other things. Well, I mean, I really liked this Race of Thieves storyline. And much like I said in Batwoman, it gave me history of Gotham that, and I mean, some people like Batman, some people like whatever. I like the history of Gotham. Um, you know, the fact that, you know, the Cobblepots have a bridge. The fact that, you know, all of that stuff, the history of Gotham, I love. And this murder mystery that goes back, you know, 100 years, um, I really liked. I liked the way that it unfolded in those books. Um, and again, I mean, I like everybody that is on this book. Um, if they leave, I'll read whatever it is that they, you know, whatever it is that they go to. The wrap-up of the storyline and the betrayal, the introduction of a new villain too. I just don't believe that since the New 52 started that they've done enough to introduce new villains in these books. And that, God, I can't believe I read 6 issues of this and I can't think of what her name is. Roulette? Is that her name? You know, the fact that, you know, some of these books introduce new villains, I absolutely love. I really like this character, the computer geeky person that has been Catwoman's, not Alfred, his fox, you know, that gives her all these tech gadgets. I like that we're developing a little more of the storyline with her and who she is. And, you know, 34 was not a great issue. But, you know, I'm hoping that they keep along with this. Honestly, I really liked Will Pfeiffer's run on Catwoman. I believe that was, God, 2005 maybe? Maybe earlier than that, I don't know. But, I mean, Will Pfeiffer did a run on Catwoman. And I kind of wish that they would bring him back over to Catwoman. I would like Nasanti to go somewhere else. Take this whole team and honestly work on Suicide Squad. Would be awesome. But, you know, I do believe that it's time that maybe, you know, you bring in some fresh views on Catwoman. Maybe a Will Pfeiffer. You know, I mean, I guess I don't even want to imagine what my dream team would be, because it would be something silly. Uh, I mean, Brian Azzarello and Chang. I mean, they're not gonna come and do Catwoman, but I would be happy with Pfeiffer and Finch, coming over and messing with Catwoman for a minute. But you know, I just I just don't get. I wonder whether or not people that are dogging on Catwoman have just not read Catwoman, and so maybe their opinion is based upon where she was at Gothopia. I hope their opinion is based on where it was at Gothopia, and not just Ann Nasanti as a writer or Oakley as an artist. Because like I said, maybe somebody can leave me something in the comments that tells me why this book is so bad, because I don't know what to argue, because I believe that, it's not bad. But, anyway, that's about all I got to say about that, and I'm going to get off here, get back to reading some comics.